Hello, this is Laurie Petrie with part 6 of how to design and manufacture an assembly fixture. In this video we will be looking at how to determine the size of the screw that operates the assembly fixture. If we get it wrong, then all the work we've done so far and will be doing in the future will be wasted. And more importantly, the hay in the paddock could be ruined. Just to recap, the function of the assembly fixture is to safely compress the detents and their associated springs into the inner hub. These springs are very strong enough to handle around 25 horsepower. This is the horsepower required to drive the pickups when the windrows are working wet abundant. Lolium multiflorum westerwaldicum. This grass is notoriously heavy, and you can hear how it loads the tractor engine when making silage. Hopefully, many amongst you will now have already worked out how this particular assembly fixture operates. The 4 quadrants are drawn together by 4 screws, and, in doing so, compress the detents against the springs. We've already calculated the spring force, so that all that remains is to calculate the size of the screws that we need to make the assembly work. To do this, we need to know the distance the detents have to compress to allow them to fit within the hub. This may be easily done by assembling 2 detents placed diametrically opposite to each other and taking the relevant measurement across the chisel points. Next, we need to know what is the diameter across the detents that will allow them to be able to fit into the hub. Record these measurements. Now, add extra clearances to relevant measurements to ensure that the assembly works. Finally, make an allowance for the friction in the screw by looking up μ, the coefficient of friction, for steel on steel. Choose an unlubricated value if your design allows it. With all this information, you can now calculate the screw size to ensure that your design will work first time. From your calculated force, calculate or look up suitable screw sizes. The screw size you choose may be either metric or imperial, depending on what you are familiar with. Now you know with certainty that your assembly fixture will work first time without any design modifications.